A rivalry renewed, Falcons soaring high, Buccaneers feeling blue. The Atlanta Falcons soared to victory against their NFC South rivals, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, in a thrilling Week 5 matchup. The final score, Atlanta 27, Tampa Bay 17. The Falcons controlled the game from the opening kickoff. Marcus Mariota showed poise and efficiency, making key throws. The Buccaneers struggled to find their rhythm on offense. This was a statement game for the Falcons. For the Buccaneers, it's back to the drawing board. This matchup wasn't just about divisional bragging rights. The Falcons passed with flying colors, while the Buccaneers left with more questions than answers. Mariota magic, a fantasy football renaissance? Marcus Mariota had himself a day. For fantasy managers who took a gamble on the veteran quarterback, this performance was a sight for sore eyes. Mariota threw for 227 yards and a touchdown, adding another 51 yards and a touchdown on the ground. His dual threat ability was on full display, making him a nightmare for the Tampa Bay defense. This performance begs the question, is Mariota a viable fantasy starter going forward? It's still early, but he's certainly put himself on the fantasy radar. If he can continue to produce, Mariota will be a steal for fantasy managers. Godwin and Evans, steady as she goes. Despite the Buccaneers' offensive struggles, Chris Godwin and Mike Evans remained reliable targets for Tom Brady. Godwin hauled in 6 catches for 71 yards, while Evans secured 5 receptions for 61 yards. They continue to be the lifeblood of Tampa Bay's passing attack. Even when the offense sputters, these two veteran receivers find ways to produce. Their consistency is a testament to their talent and Brady's trust in them. For fantasy managers, Godwin and Evans remain must-starts every week, regardless of the opponent. While their yardage totals weren't eye-popping in this game, their steady production is invaluable in fantasy football. They provide a solid floor of points, even when the touchdowns aren't there. Godwin and Evans are the rocks of this Buccaneers offense. As long as Brady is under center, you can expect them to be heavily involved in the game plan. Section 4, Running Back Carousel, Searching for Consistency. The running back situation for both teams remains a bit of a mystery. Atlanta's Cordarrelle Patterson had a decent outing with 57 rushing yards and 18 receiving yards. However, he still shares the backfield with Tyler Allgeier, making it tough to rely on either back as a fantasy starter. For Tampa Bay, Leonard Fournette was held in check, rushing for just 28 yards on 11 carries. Rookie Rachaad White saw limited action but couldn't get much going either. The Buccaneers need to find a way to establish the run if they want to lighten the load on Brady and the passing game. Until then, it's tough to trust any of these running backs as anything more than flex options in fantasy football. The lack of clarity in both backfields makes it a risky proposition for fantasy managers. Keep an eye on the snap counts and touches going forward. Hopefully one back will emerge as the clear lead option, providing some much-needed consistency for fantasy purposes. Section 5, Injuries, the Unforeseen Factor. Injuries are an unfortunate part of football, and this game was no exception. Buccaneers wide receiver Russell Gage left the game in the first half with a knee injury and did not return. The severity of the injury is unknown, but his absence would be a significant blow to Tampa Bay's already struggling offense. Gage had emerged as a reliable target for Brady, especially in the red zone. If he misses significant time, it will open up more opportunities for other receivers like Scotty Miller and Brashad Perryman. On the Falcons side, tight end Kyle Pitts left the game with a hamstring injury. Hamstring injuries can be tricky for skill position players, so his status for next week is up in the air. If Pitts is sidelined, it would be a significant loss for the Falcons and fantasy managers alike. Stay tuned for updates on both Gage and Pitts as the week progresses. Their availability or lack thereof could have a major impact on fantasy lineups moving forward. Section 6. Looking ahead, Week 6 and beyond, the Falcons will look to build on this impressive victory as they head into Week 6. Mariota's performance has injected some much-needed excitement into the offense. If he can continue to play at a high level, the Falcons could be a surprise contender in the NFC South. Meanwhile, the Buccaneers have some soul-searching to do. Their offense looked out of sorts for the second straight week. They need to find a way to get back on track if they want to keep pace with the rest of the NFC. This Week 5 matchup provided plenty of excitement and intrigue. It also offered valuable lessons for fantasy managers as we head into the heart of the season. Stay tuned for more fantasy football analysis and insights as the action unfolds.